My name is Kakarot. I have a memory like an elephant, all because I didn't fall into a canyon and hit my head. Hey guys, DB right here, and today I am continuing with What If Goku Never Hit His Head? And I've got to admit, I wasn't quite sure about this story. I've been thinking about it for quite a while, and what delayed me, doing this story for so long before doing the first part was not really being able to really come up with a story that actually works, that could be different. But thanks to the manga Dragon Ball Minus, and finally reading it, and of course seeing Dragon Ball Super Broly, I actually do realize that yes, we could have a pretty interesting story that could work and could be, pretty fun to do. So, continuing right where we left off. Now, this story gave us quite a particularly different character in the terms of the main character. As you know, Goku is, he's pure of heart, innocent, kind, strong, and gentle. Well, Kakarot, he's, strong, sometimes nice, but definitely has an attitude, and he's definitely not afraid to talk back. He's definitely a back chatter. Poor Grandpa Gohan. Now, Kakarot has, maintaining his Saiyan heritage and who he is, he was able to, even though he, lives in Grandpa Gohan's area, he's pretty independent, he even built his own little hut next to Gohan, so he's not getting into Grandpa Gohan's way all the time. He does sort of call Gohan Grandpa Gohan, because, well, he is old. No offense, but he is old. And, but Kakarot does definitely definitely carries his own weight, and he's a big help around the hut, helping Grandpa out with, hunting food and everything like that. And Kakarot's able to learn a bit more about the planet because he knows how to fly. He can fly around and such. And he if he's not sure on something, he always just flies away and goes, I saw this thing with wheels moving around. That's some kind of monster. Oh, those are just cars, Kakarot. Anyway, so it led to a slightly smarter Kakarot up until the events where he meets Bulma and goes on his little Dragon Ball hunt. Now, because Kakarot was fully aware on what he is, he actually makes sure not to look at the full moon, so Grandpa Gohan doesn't actually end up squashed in this timeline. So Grandpa Gohan is also still alive here. And, well, this led to things in the Pilaf saga playing out slightly differently. Like, when we get to anyone who threatened Kakarot's friends, they ended up dead. They, for instance, the big bird that carries off Bulma in the first episode of Dragon Ball, yeah, he's not just hitting the head with the power pole, he is obliterated by a ki blast. And same goes for the big bear-like monster that tries to eat Turtle when Kakarot and Bulma are helping Turtle get to the ocean. You nuts, that guy had a sword. Of course I killed him. And, yeah, and eventually Yamcha and Oolong joined the crew, just like they do per normal, and everything else pretty much played out per normal, except when we got to the Pilaf saga, it was actually Kakarot that gets the wish. It wasn't Pilaf, it wasn't Oolong, but Kakarot. Kakarot got to the dragon on time and got to his wish, and he has been secretly planning this wish all this time, since learning about the Dragon Balls and agreeing to join Bulma on her quest to find them. Sorry, Bulma, no lifetime supply of strawberries for you, or a perfect boyfriend. Besides, you got Yamcha there to play with. Anyways, he first tried to wish for planet Vegeta to be restored along with the entire Saiyan race, but of course the dragon can't do that. It's beyond his power to do that. mostly because the Saiyan race have been dead for decades, and you can't bring a group of people back from the dead. That have been dead for decades. It has to be within that year that they were killed. Otherwise, it doesn't work. However, one by one wishes still work. So, and Goku, knowing he only has one wish, he decides to bring his mother Gine back. After all, Kakarot remembered very well who his parents were, and next time he gets the Dragon Balls, he can try bring back Bardock. And well, so with that, Gine is brought back and brought to their location, and Pilaf tries to arrest them all, but Gine, who has a power level of 500, a complete beast compared to anyone on planet Earth at the moment, pretty much instantly scared them away and destroyed their palace. Neither of them looked at the full moon, so there's no Great Ape Ozaru rampages at the moment. Besides, Goku's got his sunglasses. And well, with that, Gine was pretty much introduced to Goku's friends, and everyone somewhat happy for him that things actually worked out this way. So after all, Kakarot lost his parents when he was young, and it was good to see that a happy ending came from this sort of thing, rather than everyone else who had those more or less selfish desires. And of course, Bulma and Yamcha hook up and everything, and with that, they decide to go their separate ways. Now, does Kakarot have the Flying Nimbus Cloud? If I didn't say this in the last part, my apologies, but no, he doesn't. He's not pure-hearted like his original counterpart. He does have a few negative and dark thoughts at times, and he does, in some level, want revenge to whatever it is that destroyed his planet. Remember, Kakarot does not know the name Frieza. He doesn't know anything about that yet. However, he's about to. So with that, Gine flies off with her enthusiastic son, who's more or less happy to introduce her to Grandpa Gohan and show him where he's been living all this time. And, well, with that, they make it home, and Grandpa Gohan's like, "Oh, there you are, boys. Tell me, did those Dragon Ball things work? You gotta tell me all about it. What did you wish for?" And, well, Goku points to his mother. "I got my mother back." And this, of course, made Grandpa Gohan's day. He's happy for this little boy he's helped raise all this time. And Gine is more or less curious to see this old man, and actually quite surprised that Kakarot, just didn't kill him or something and take his belongings. After all, that's pretty much what Saiyans do. But as we know, the Son family, the rather Bardock Saiyan family, have always been, different to their typical Saiyans. Definitely a lot of his mother and Kakarot, who just doesn't kill. Kakarot will only kill if he's threatened, and if he doesn't really have much of a choice. And so, with that, Grandpa Gohan is asking all about that. "Oh, I met your former teacher, that turtle hermit guy." "Oh, you met Muten Roshi, eh?" "I bet you he took a bit of a liking to that girl you were with, eh?" "Yeah, Bulma didn't like him much." "Yeah, none of the girls ever do like Roshi much, unfortunately." "He offered to teach me the way he trained you." "Oh, really?" "Yeah, in fact, I was thinking of going there next after I introduced you to my mom, and have a few days rest and then maybe go." "Oh, why wouldn't you go? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He doesn't take disciples on any longer, my boy. I'd be jumping on that immediately. He could teach you so much of the world. In fact, I'd recommend that you take your mother with you. She could learn a lot too." And well, it is settled. Gine and Kakarot are going to join Roshi for training. And well, with that, And well, with that, Gine, Grandpa Gohan, and of course Kakarot share a meal together, filling in all about the fun time and adventures, and Gine telling everyone, filling Grandpa Gohan and Kakarot in what really happened on that planet, and of course whom was responsible, that it was a nasty being named Frieza that was actually responsible for it, and that we sent Kakarot here in hoping that he'd escape the influence of Frieza and never have to really deal with that tyrant. Don't you worry, Mother. One day, I will avenge our race. Don't talk nonsense, Kakarot. Frieza is a monster. He will kill you. There's no Saiyan alive that can stop that madman. You get that idea out of your head this instant. Alright, fine. Goku just grabbing food with his hand and shoving it. Oh, Kakarot. Can you at least use the cutlery that Grandpa Gohan provided for you? I'm sorry, Gohan. We didn't get much time with him. We didn't have time to teach him table manners. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just glad to see he enjoys my cooking, to be honest. They all share a bit of a laugh, and well, the next day, Gine and Kakarot are off to Master Roshi's. Flying there, and Goku more or less remembering where Master Roshi's island was, because he went there with Chi-Chi to try and get the Bancho fan. Yeah, that still happened. And well, this is where Master Roshi comes in, and he's instantly agrees to take Kakarot as his student, especially taking a look at Gine. So, tell me, are you Kakarot's older sister? You're a step up from the last one, that's for sure. Can I just get a little pat, whack? Gine smacking him to the ground. It's like, this guy is a martial arts master? Really? Huh. Well, he better not try that stuff on me again. Next time, I'll be burying him. This is Gine talking. Gine has no tolerance for Master Roshi's shenanigans. And well, very well, I will take you both on as my pupils. And this is where Krillin shows up. And he wants to be a disciple too. And he does offer Roshi those dirty magazines like he does in the original. But Roshi does not let Krillin off that easy. Goku showed up with a beautiful girl, so he makes Krillin do the same thing. And, yeah. He basically instructs Goku to go with him. You know what I'm looking for, don't you, boy? Someone kind of like your mother, if you know what I mean. Like, less temperamental, if you know what I mean. He's just sort of whispering like Kakarot. Don't worry, I understand you completely. Remember, Kakarot's not as dim-witted as Goku and understands people's vocabulary and context a bit better. So with that, Goku's flying around. He's sort of just holding Krillin by his gi, just flying around. He's like, don't you drop me now? You really want to be a martial artist, you're going to have to be a lot braver than that, Krillin. Well, with that, Kakarot and Krillin do spot a certain damsel in distress, in trouble. This is, of course, Launch, being, about to be arrested by the police because, well, she held up a bank or two when she was her evil personality. And, well, with that, Kakarot pretty much launches in and takes out two cops, no problem. And now Kakarot is flying back, carrying Launch and Krillin. And well, Launch is more or less sort of enjoying the ride, while Krillin's still sort of scared out of his mind. So, what do you guys want with me? Because well, it's our master Roshi, you see. He likes to pretend he's a stud, so we kind of need someone to sort of come along and just play along with him. And well, since Launch is on the run from the law, it just sort of, works out. And with that, he agrees to train Krillin as well, and now the Turtle Hermit School has 3 students. And, well, as for Launch, does Roshi try to pull off that? So Roshi does pull off that whole total fighting arm of that crap, trying to get Goku, Krillin, and himself to cross-dress, and forcing Gine and Launch to wear it, which does not go well with for Master Roshi at all, especially when Launch sneezes and starts firing gunshots at everyone. And Gine sort of having to step in front of him and deflect all the shots, and fortunately Launch sneezes and turns back to a normal state. This is where the training, the Turtle Hermit way of training truly begins for the 3 students. Now first, they move to the new island, and of course, Roshi has to see where everyone is at. You can already sense that Gine has a pretty high in terms of raw power. So really putting her through the milk training exercises, the having her wear the 50-pound shell and all that, might actually be wasted on her at this point in the training. But still, it's best to see where she's at, so he makes them all run that straight line, just like he does. As we know, Roshi doing it at about... Krillin doing it about 11 seconds, Goku 12 that first time, and then changing his shoes, and then getting it down to 10 seconds flat. Well, Roshi was about down to 8 seconds. And well, when it's Gine's turn and she does it, it's less than a second. Remember, she's power level of 500. She is stronger than anything on the planet. She's an absolute beast compared to everyone else. Yeah. Well, I don't think the next bit of regimen of training is really going to help you much, Gine. I guess with you I should work on teaching you how to control your energy, how to sense energy levels and all that. So for Gine, Roshi's more or less teaching her that side of things, while the boys have to go through all the fundamentals and at least build up their strength. And well, so they're up the next day, although Goku does make the 3 of them go through the rock exercise. When they got to find that rock with his turtle insignia on, all 3 of them had to go ahead and do this. And well, the difference being, it's not actually Krillin that wins this time. It's actually Gine. Gine wins, and well, and seeing that she actually helped Launch prepare the food this time, well, Roshi, and let's just say Roshi doesn't get sick this time. Neither does Gine, because Gine, quite an experienced cook on her own planet, she was able to help Launch preparing the pufferfish properly, paying attention to how the man described how to do so when they bought the pufferfish. And well, so Goku and Krillin basically went without lunch, and well, the next day for training, they went through the whole milk delivery regimen for the first time. Gine more or less just working on her meditation and learning how to sense energy and going through all that, while the boys were being introduced to the regiment, which will ultimately help them build up strength and hopefully try to catch them up to her level, at least a bit. Gine's really not quite sure about all this training, sensing energy and things like that. She's doing it, but she's kind of not really taking it seriously, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Sensing energy? He is scouted to do that. And, well, eventually the months go by, the months go by, and the boys do indeed begin getting stronger, doing the regiment, and eventually Gine is beginning to catch on to sensing energy and learning how to raise and lower her power level whenever she wants to. And well, this was actually really handy because she actually sensed during the last couple of weeks of training for the boys how much stronger they have grown since starting this training. Wow, this training increased Kakarot's strength by that much? That's unbelievable. And Krillin, he's not even a Saiyan and he's not that far behind him. Perhaps there is something to this kind of training after all. But Gine more or less just continues working on this training because there's obviously something to it. And well, it is now time for the Tenkaichi Budokai, and we get pretty much everyone joining in and everyone entering the tournament who normally enters the tournament. Does Gine enter the tournament as well? No, but she does come along. Gine just sort of feels that her power would just be unfair, you know? It wouldn't be much of a challenge for her. She, you know, whenever she can, she has sparring sessions with Goku, and, you know, she pretty much beats him easily every time. It's not really going to challenge her, so there's not really much point in her really entering the tournament. Although, there is still so much she could actually learn, actually entering, but she just doesn't see it. Well then, you can just sit there and watch and learn. And well, meanwhile, everyone else who enters the tournament does enter the tournament, and Goku is reunited with Yamcha, Bulma, and Oolong, and the Tenkaichi Budokai kicks off as usual, although Roshi had a little bit more of a harder time trying to sneak away from everyone just with the addition of Gine being there. But pretty much does, and Gine pretty much happy to get away from the old creep. Bulma just sort of looking to her. I know how you feel. Where is he anyway? Shouldn't he be watching the boys compete? Well, if I know him, he's probably hanging out the girls' lavatory or something. And well, with that, the whole Tenkaichi Budokai comes and goes pretty much per normal, except that Kakarot battling with Jackie Chun. The fight is even more closer than what it is in the original. Remember that Kakarot is slightly stronger than what he is in the main timeline. But ultimately, Roshi's brains won him the fight, and he wins essentially the same match with the big kick at the end. And, well, with the tournament all wrapped up, with the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai all wrapped up, the year is now fully passed, and the Dragon Balls are active once again. Kakarot now is wanting to go looking for the Dragon Balls so he can wish back his father this time. The only last thing that I am going to add to this what if before I sign out, actually, just realizing, is that Gine was not very impressed with Master Roshi deceiving his students, disguising himself as Jackie Chun, just so he can beat his students. Gine was not particularly impressed by this, and she pretty much caught on right away the instant she saw Jackie Chun battling with Yamcha, but chose not to say anything at the time. Gine's not an idiot, she's not silly, so after the whole thing's wrapped up and she gets a little alone time with Roshi, basically when he's taken the wig off, she just goes, I didn't think that was very amusing. Why would you disguise yourself and prevent your students from winning? Don't you understand Krillin and Kakarot could have maybe won the whole thing? I don't get it. What was the point? Well, Roshi just says, yeah, I can understand your concern, Gine, but however, you have a lot to learn. You see, to these kids, martial arts fighting to them, it's a game. It's something that is fun for them. It's something they enjoy doing. Now, having a master of martial arts, all it does is fill one's ego. And, well, let's say Goku had have won this. Let's just say, for argument's sake, Goku and Krillin are already at the pinnacle of the sport. If they were to actually win this tournament, they could lose interest and not want to train anymore. However, putting an obstacle like Jackie Chan in the mix, someone who is stronger than they are, it will inspire them to train longer, harder. It gives them an obstacle to defeat. It's to teach that no matter how strong you are, there is always someone stronger that comes along. You should know that better than anybody. And well, I think that's actually where we're going to leave things. What do you guys think? Did you enjoy this story? What do you think? And will Kakarot actually succeed? Will he actually be able to bring back his father this time? Will he be able to, and what will Bardock do if he arrives on this planet? That's a big mystery too. Is he just going to simply blow up the planet if he turns up? Or will Gine be able to mellow him out, if you know what I mean? All these questions and more next time. Anyway, thank you guys for coming in, and I will see you guys again next time. Don't forget to leave your comments in the video. Let me know your thoughts. If you don't agree with this, let me know. I certainly want to hear some opposition, if you got some opposition for me. And, yeah, I'll actually be back again to continue this story even further.